Type it in the chat, your win that you've had so far this week. Let's see what everybody's up to. More water. I like it. Got all my steps in. Good job. Clean eating every day. Awesome. When I'm continuing to exercise in the mornings and I'm curbing my portion, kicking my portion sizes to the curb. Yes, I like it. Walking. Good job. No sugar. Turned down another Starbucks. Yes. Getting to bed before midnight. Well, that's great. Didn't eat all the food that was at the office today. Hallelujah. Yay. Good job. I've gotten up early every day this week to go to the gym. Woo, woo. Picked up junk food and put down and reached for a protein bar. Good job. That's awesome. Way to go. Yes, that's not easy. Better focus due to simple goals. Amazing. Super great sleeps with no sugar. Yay for sleep. That's awesome. Mindset improved. I love it. This is so good, you guys. Thanks for sharing. Awesome, awesome. So good. Like I mentioned the other night, as people come in, I will pause. Sometimes I have to pause a little bit to see what I'm doing to let them in. But anyways, okay. Let me just see what's happening here. Okay, I think we're good to go. Yes. All right. Okay. Okay, ladies, we made it to day number 4 of our fall into action. And I hope you're feeling the momentum build as we go this week because you've taken some big steps, like identifying some mindset shifts that needed to happen, fueling your body with whole real food, getting your steps in, that kind of thing, discovering truths about your hormones, which is awesome. So thanks for being here again. We're going to finish strong. This is our last night tonight. Thanks for sharing your wins. I'm so happy to hear that there are some wins happening. This is amazing. And you know, it's how it works. When we work together and get together and share with each other like this, it's just so powerful. I love when women get together and support each other like this. So tonight is important though. Tonight you're going to have it's about decision, and the decision to keep doing what you've always done or the decision to step into the next version of yourself. And we're also going to hear from an amazing WBN member tonight who has so far shed 70 pounds, which I'm so excited for her to speak to you guys tonight. It's amazing. She's just an incredible lady. So this week you got some great wins because transformation, like I said, transformation happens with the application of the information. Here's what you need to know. Transformation does not happen by accident. It happens because you make 3 decisions and because you stay consistent on those decisions and you set them as standards. I love this. I love this. It's about setting standards for ourselves. Yes, goals are nice. And yes, motivation, we get pumped up this week. That's nice. But what's really going to take us into where we really want to be is setting standards and deciding to stay consistent with those standards. So our decisions are, number 1, who you want to be. So do you want to be the woman that keeps restarting every Monday, or spending more money on the latest quick fix, the new potion, whatever is on for this week, the new thing, staying stuck in a yo-yo diet? Or do you want to be the woman who sets a new standard and never looks back? Because that is the power of standards. So type new in the chat if you're ready to set some new standards for yourself so you can get to your goals and love how you look and feel. Type new in the chat. Let me see who's ready for that. Yes, yes, yes. Awesome. So good. So good, ladies. I love it. Keep going. Keep going. Yes. So good. Okay. Decision number 2 is important. It's who you're walking with. You've probably heard the quote that you become like the 5 people you spend the most time with. We've seen this week that community matters. This is like one of the biggest factors of WBN is our community, because it's such an amazing, positive group of ladies. Because alone, when we try to do it on our own, wow, I mean, many times, so many years I tried to do this kind of stuff on my own, and it's just like you're relying on willpower then. But together, you have accountability, you have support, and you have momentum, and you work on that momentum together. It's so amazing. So, can you put like a heart emoji in the comments, in the chat, if you felt encouraged at all this week from this group with this group of ladies here? I want to see if everybody's feeling the same thing that I'm feeling. Yeah, so good. Mark says, do it, you'll love it. Awesome. Yes, yeah, totally. I agree. Isn't this nice? It's so nice. It's so great to be in a judgment-free, amazing atmosphere where we just are always supporting each other and cheering each other on. And not just that, but you're like, when you're going through stuff, you're like, you can share that and talk or like, talk with somebody about that too. And you're not like, feeling like you're alone. Because if if your family's not on the same page as you, or your friends aren't all on the same page as you, it can feel lonely when you're trying to do this on your own. So having amazing community is just so powerful. And we saw that this week. We got a little taste of it this week, which is awesome. Decision number 3 is whether you're going to get answers or you're going to keep guessing. So you can keep guessing at your hormones, your energy, your cravings, what's going on, or you can finally know. Yay. Because that's what changes the game. That's the real switch. That's what gives you the answers and literally flips the switch for your body so you can actually get the energy, kick the symptoms to the curb, and feel amazing. It's a huge factor for a weight loss. Like it's the switch that gets flipped when we see exactly what's going on inside of you. So ladies, if you're tired of guessing about your body and would like to actually know exactly what's going on within your body, put yes in the chat. Put a yes in the chat. And I know several of you that are on here have already done the hormone testing, which is awesome. Love it so much. I highly recommend it. Put a yes in the chat if that's you. Awesome, awesome, awesome. So good. So good. All right. Okay. So what I'm really hoping that you'll get out of tonight, ladies, is that consistency and standards are key. So listen carefully. Consistency beats intensity every time. It's not about doing everything perfectly for 1 week. It's about choosing daily actions that line up with your standards for you. Here's the thing, motivation fades. But when you set standards, and key here important, and you believe that you deserve them, everything changes. When you set standards and believe that you deserve them, everything changes. And this is like about declaring things like, I don't skip meals anymore, or I fuel my body with the food that gives me energy and heals it. I move daily, not as a punishment, but as a gift to my body and my mind. I honor my body because it deserves it. Things like that. So I want to hear from you also tonight. This is very interactive. But who feels like they've been waiting until they feel motivated? Anybody here been just waiting for that motivation, to kick in, whether it's motivation to get up in the morning and move and do some exercise, or if it's motivation to food prep, or it's motivation to drink some more water. Anybody here? Like put me in the chat if you're okay, or the hands up. Yes. Thanks, Mark. She says it's been very informative. Awesome. Yes. Oh man, so many times just waiting for that motivation. Well, how many of us know that that motivation usually doesn't end up showing up, or if it does, it doesn't last for too long. So, when you stay consistent with your new standards, results become literally inevitable. They just have to happen because you're living according to your standards now, not relying on willpower, which we have a limited source of that. So if you find you run out of willpower, especially by the end of the day, that's because we all have a limited source of it. It runs out. If you find that motivation comes and goes and comes and goes, well, it's because that's what motivation does. But living by standards really, literally helps your results become inevitable. Because ladies, you deserve more than the quick fixes. It is my passion and desire to get every woman off of the yo-yo diet because it makes you feel miserable, makes you feel like a total failure, and you are not. And you deserve energy, the libido, the mood, the clarity, the confidence that lasts. And what is going to get you to that is your standards. Having the standards to live the way you desire to live, to achieve what you desire to achieve. And that comes by having the accountability, the support, the coaching, all and this community as well. So I want to really, really drill through, if you haven't picked up on that tonight, that the most important thing is being consistent with your standards. Don't focus so much on willpower. Don't worry about motivation because it comes and goes, but focusing on your standards and how you're going to choose to live, because you deserve it. You deserve feeling amazing. You really do. So, on that note, we're going to hear from a beautiful, amazing WBN member who has such an incredible transformation. I'm not going to say too much about her story, it's real and raw, but you know, she's just an awesome lady. So, I just can't wait for you to hear from her. So, ladies, let's all welcome Miss Jody Trembecki. Hello, Jody. Put a big welcome in the chat for Jody. Yeah, Sherry says motivation will kick in tomorrow. No, you're so right, right? We keep thinking tomorrow I'll be motivated. And it's like, yeah, it never shows up. Got some hearts for you there, Jody. Some high fives and some hearts. Mark says, try the new recipes and products. They are great. Awesome. Krista's doing clap hands. All right. We're so happy to have you here. Looking beautiful. Thanks for coming, Jody. You know I like the real and the raw, and I know you're good at sharing the real and the raw. So give it to us tonight.
Thank you. Put lip gloss on for you today. So look at you go. I'm only gonna touch on my beginning, and then I'm gonna more concentrate on the last 3 years very quickly. So I started with Elsa probably, well, I always say 1,000 years ago. It was about 6 months after COVID kind of really took off. And my husband and I owned a fuel, bulk fuel business. I was the board chair for the local public school board. And my stepdad was fighting cancer. And about 6 months in to COVID, I was not who I wanted to be. I was the heaviest I'd ever been. And it just was, it was not good. And so before I knew it, my fingers had me texting Elsa um, and a meeting set up with her. And I did it because my body was literally screaming at me, there has to be a change. There's got to be, you have to do something different. And so I was usually someone that if my life got hard or the season was hard in my life, whatever I was trying to do for myself, I would give it up. And so about 2 weeks after I started with Whole by Nutrition, my stepdad passed away. And I easily could have said, you know what, Elsa, let me get through this. I'll talk to you in the new year. That never was an option. It never came even one time into my head. I think because my body was throwing such a temper tantrum, something had to change. So the journey started, and yeah, a year and some, I think I got the 70 pounds off. And after my stepdad passed away and COVID kind of settled down, it was like, what did all this teach me? And it was no more regret. I would always, start something and then stop. And then 3 months later, be like, well, I wonder how far I would have gotten if I hadn't stopped. Or, oh, I wish when I talked to somebody, I would have said this to them. And so I was like, okay. And I had something on my heart. And I went to my husband and I said, I'm going to open up my store. I think there's a real need for it. And when I was no longer a plus size at that time. But when I was a plus size in Brooks, it was really hard to find plus size clothing and decent plus size clothing. And so for someone who hates shopping, hates trying on clothes, is not a fashion person at all, yeah, I opened up my store. And when I started the process of opening up the store, we got the news that my mom had stage 4 lung cancer and it metastasized into her bones, and she was palliative. And I was like, okay, I got 2 other sisters. We can do this. we can do this. This is not a problem. Um, yeah, it did become a problem. My store was a startup right from the ground up, and I needed to give it so much attention like a newborn child. My mom, when she started her treatments, her treatments caused side effects that came in hard and fast and stayed for a really long time. And it just never seemed like we could get a break. So I was really juggling the store and I was really juggling my mom. I wanted to be very hands on. So, what do you do when you're stressed out and you don't know what you're doing? You start training for an endurance hike. Um, why not? A 20-week training for a 36-hour endurance hike. That sounds about right. But what I was doing is I was suppressing the two main stressors in my life, my store and my mom. And when I was training, I turned everything off and it almost became an outlet, but it also became addictive. I did my first hike. I did not do as well as I wanted to. My husband picked me up from the airport and I said, I'm going to Whistler next year. I can do this. I know I can. So through more training and plus when I had the 70 pounds down, I was like, I want 30 more. And that means I'll be Elsa's first 100-pound loss. And I thought, why not? A good way to do it is I'm going to be training. I'm going to lose weight. I wasn't losing weight. In fact, I felt thicker and great cardio, but I felt thicker. And the stress of my mom. And so there was a point about, I don't know, it was probably about 4 months before I did Whistler last August. That plate that was carrying my two big stressors, it broke. I was like, I don't know what else to do. Um, yeah, I can close the store, but I want my mom here. So, because you try and alleviate your stresses. Um, I still had a year on my lease. My mom was fighting every day. Every day, my mom woke up and she was fighting. And I was like, wait a minute. If my mom's going to fight every day, she's the one with the cancer. I you can't quit. Like, we got to keep going. If she's going to keep going, I'm going to keep going. Strongest woman I ever met. Um, and so Elsa's like, we got to really check your hormones. And so I think it was about three weeks before I went to Whistler, and we got the results back. And she's like, "Well, I can tell you right now why you're not losing, um, and I can tell you what you're doing by juggling a store and your mom situation. Your cortisol levels are dangerously high." And I was like, "All right, okay." I even saw the results, but I never looked at the graph at all. I was just like, tell me what's going on. So she tells me, she goes, when you are done this hike, you got to simmer down. I said, deal, no problem. I get done the hike. I do better than the first. I don't quite get to my 29,029 vertical feet, but I got over 19,000 and I was really, really proud of myself. And once I got home, I said, okay, I'm gonna simmer down. Well, my mom progressively got worse and cancer really kicked in. And so from October till the end of January of this year, my sisters and I were doing 24-hour care. And wasn't sleeping very well, stressed to the max. I knew my store was going to come to an end. Um, and my cortisol levels are still sky high. I've been kicked out of exercise class. Yeah, Elsa will kick you out if she feels the need. So I got to walk. Um, and then in February, my mom passed. And I really thought that when my mom passed in February, I thought there would be a relief because my mom wasn't suffering anymore. Um, I, there was no relief for me. I knew, and I know that she's not in pain and she's with her husband, but it's not it just isn't a relief for me. And now I'm dealing with grief. And if anyone's lost anybody and they've dealt with grief, like I'll take any hints because I don't like grief. Uh, grief is grief is terrible. It is unpredictable, shows up at the wrong times. It's just I'm struggling with grief. Um so anyways, so uh I closed the store and that was a relief. I felt a huge amount of relief then. And then just dealing with my mom. Um, it probably honestly hasn't been till about the last few weeks that I've noticed a change in my mindset, in my thinking. Um, and It's kind of a miracle, actually. So when I first started with Whole Body Nutrition, my body was so mad at me, and um, I said to Elsa, "I'm on a ride, and I'm just going to buckle up because I have no idea what's going on, but something's working, and this is crazy." I'm kind of having that again, and I think why is because my cortisol is still stupid high. And I think my body is telling me enough already. And I only got one of me. I only got one shot at this. And so my mindset is much better. Um, when my mom was sick and over the last 3 years, yeah, my exercising suffered when I wasn't training. But a lot of it was because I couldn't exercise because I would exercise and I would go upstairs and I would sit in my chair and finish my water and I would fall asleep for 2 hours. My body could not handle any workout. And so I slept a lot. I tried to listen to Elsa. I'm not a good listener. But I'm getting better now. Um, but now I think because my body's screaming back at me, and I joined this challenge again because I wasn't eating terrible. I did allow the sugar dragon to rear its head a little too much. And but through all of this, I didn't resort back to where I started. Um, I made sure of that. I now have a desk job again, and I gained 50 pounds the last time I had one. And I'm like, I ain't doing that again. And so I'm really conscious of what I'm eating and my movement. I can't work out with the ladies at 6. I get up at 5 and work out. It's not the same. I wish I could be with the ladies at 6. But the other day, Elsa also sent me my chart of my cortisol level. And yesterday I said, "Hey," I said, I never looked at that chart really before. I said, "I was pretty close to the max level, hey? Like I was pretty high." And she's like, "What are you talking about?" And I was like, "Well, my cortisol." And she goes, "Jody, your level surpassed the high level mark." I was like, "Whoops." So I got a lot of I got a lot of work to do on my cortisol. Um, but I know it's gonna come down because just the way I've been thinking, the way I've been moving, the way I've been eating. I'm 4 days of no sugar, and I know that will help bring my cortisol level down because sugar is actually a huge inflammation marker in my body. I have a sensitivity to actually sugar cane, and the more I eat of it, the more I expand. And when my body's under stress, the cortisol ain't coming down. So this is huge. And the way I'm thinking, everything is just I don't know, because I'm 49 now. I have no idea. I just had my birthday, and my husband was 3 days later. So we had cake galore in this house. It was my first birthday without my mom. I was a wreck all week, and that's when I would tend to want to cheat. And my body was like, no, hot glazed donuts, no, thank you. Didn't even care. Two things of Starbucks now. I've said, no, thank you. Don't want it. I don't know what's going on, but I'm running with it. I am running with it. So I feel like I've really rambled, but the takeaways that I've probably learned the most in the 3 years is don't give up when your seasons are hard. I was the number one person to do that. Um, when your seasons are hard in life, keep going, keep sticking to what you're doing, keep exercising, keep eating right. And I laughed when I was thinking about this because like eating clean and moving your body is not why the seasons in your life are hard. Um, Eating a salad has never made your life hard, or a season difficult. I think if you let go and you transition back, you're actually not helping yourself get out of that hard season or that hard moment. If you eat the right things to nourish your body and you move your body for your mental state, that's only going to help you get through your hard times. Um, Something Chris has said that I resort back to a lot is stick to the basics. Don't overthink it. You don't got to have some glamorous salad every day. You don't have to, just keep it simple. When life is hard, keep it simple. Don't don't think you got to do 78 things to and just have food in your house that's good to go and you're good. Keep it simple, but always resort back to the basics. I always look back. What was I doing at the beginning of Whole Night by Nutrition to make this successful? Keep it simple. That's all I did. Um, and when you change your mindset and you feel it, believe it. Um, because if you resort back to the old mindset, everything that you've worked hard to do, even just starting, if you're going to start, don't resort back to the old mindset when things get hard, because everything that you have done so far is going to be gone. All the hard work, all the major accomplishments, it's all going to be gone. I really truly believe if you don't have a healthy mindset and truly and honestly believe it, you won't be successful. I I believe it. I've seen it a little bit with myself, and I'm glad that I'm back. I'm glad it's taken a lot. Um, Also, I've learned I'm a I'm a suppressor. Like I said, I when I did my training, I was suppressing the two stressfulest things in my life. Um, and I've learned that if you don't deal with the hard things or the things that are causing you the grief in your life, if you don't deal with them now and head on, you're going to suppress and suppress and suppress, and you're going to destroy the inside of you and who you are. And it's going to erupt, and you're going to have no control over it. Um, just speaking from experience. Um, I hope in a few months I could get back on here and tell you that my cortisol levels are normal. Um, yeah, you got to listen to your body. If anything, do yourself a favor and just listen to your body. Because your body keeps the score and it can only keep the score for so long. So if you're on here and you've been with Whole by Nutrition, and some of you have for a very long time, it is a great community, and keep on going. And if anyone is on the fence and wants to start, like Mark said, do it. You won't regret it, and you won't. Elsa's the real deal. She said she's kept her weight off for 15 years, and these are her recipes. It's simple. You don't got to order food from places. You don't got to go to the city and go to special stores. It's all simple. And she walks the talk and talks the walk, however you say it. So yeah, thanks for listening to me ramble. And if you want to do this, if you want to change your life for the best, this is what you do. And that's all I have.
Wow. Any questions for Jody or any thoughts of what she just shared? Anybody? Oh, that was so good. Oh, thank you for sharing that. That was so good. I know that's not easy. Um, yeah, so good. Jody Lamont says, I'm walking grief with you. Um, Bonnie says, can't wait to hear from the rock star Jody. Easy prep too. Krista says, easy prep too. Sandra says, Jody, you're a rock star. Love you,
Mm.
girl. Barb says, love you, girl. Oh, so nice. So good. Ah, yeah. And you know what's interesting too is like it's just such proof of trying to push harder and how we work against our body. And I remember that how we were both working with a trainer at the time, and you weren't losing weight. And he said to me, I think she's not writing down what she's eating. She's not doing. I'm like, oh no, you got the wrong person here. If she says this is what she's doing, she's absolutely doing it. She's not saying and doing two different things. So something's off. And then yeah, it wasn't too long after that we saw your cortisol was like. I'm like, no, look at the line. This is where you are. It's like, but it's coming. It's coming. So that's good. It's just a journey, right? Oh man. Mark says grief is something you must walk through at different speeds. That's a good point. Grief is something you must walk through at different speeds. I know there's several ladies on here that have had some very intense grief in their life. So any feedback or anything on that, ladies, or if you want to reach out to Jody, I'm sure she'd appreciate it too for assistance with that. Because yeah, I feel like it's unexplainable grief, but you know, it's just kind of everybody goes through it differently, and you've done amazing. And what I really like is that, especially in my part, you haven't turned to food. Like you could have like gained it all back in that amount of time, especially with the way your hormones were, and you didn't. So amazing, amazing. And I will say you better get going if you want to be the first 100 because you got competition now. So
I know. I hope I want you to get like 100 100s, and I'm gonna be that. But the cortisol isn't dropping as fast as I would appreciate it to.
well, maybe we can just like maybe you'll both cross that 100 line at the same time. That would be awesome.
That that would totally be awesome.
Then we got to have a big party. Yes. Brenda Stimson says, thanks for sharing, Jody. Grief isn't easy to deal with. We just have to keep going. Yeah, that's hard.
It requires, and I don't have it. So
What did you say? Sorry.
I said grief requires patience, and I don't have it.
Yes, that's true. Yes. Yes. Well, thank you. Thank you so much. I really appreciate that.
I hope it made sense. I had stuff written down, but I felt like I was mumbling. But
Oh,
I hope
it totally made sense. Thank you for that. Love it. So good. So awesome. All right, ladies. One more thing. Krista says, thank you, Jody. And Jody Lamont says somatic counseling is helpful with grief. So I don't know anything about that, but you guys can talk about that if you want to sometime. Thank you. Thank you for that. Isn't this great just to be together and just to share and hear from each other and support each other? I love this. And yeah, it's so good. Such an awesome group. Okay, ladies, let's get to your homework. Don't forget what we talked about earlier. I know that story now I've lost everything because I'm like, oh, that was such a touching story. But about consistency and setting your standards and following those standards consistency. So tonight, before you go anywhere, when the Zoom ends in the group, post a picture of your homework page or simply fill in the 2 questions. And then you can post the page or you can just fill in your Geez, what am I trying to say? Fill in your homework and take a picture, or just type it in, whichever you want. It's because I'm trying to do more than one thing at one thing at a time. Okay, so that's what we're going to do. Your homework, don't forget to do that. And it's finally private, that group, Facebook. Oh, anyways, it is finally private now, so that's good. Anyways, this is like you're drawing a line in the sand. This is you saying, no more starting over, no more waiting for motivation, no more guessing, standards only, because I deserve it. So, ladies, I want you to listen closely. This is where everything comes together. You've already proven to yourself what's possible in just the past few days. Well, imagine what 24 weeks can do when you have the structure, the accountability, and the science guiding you. And so that's exactly what our Belly Blaster program is about. It's for women who are done guessing, done dieting, done spinning their wheels. And because you are a part of this Fall into Action, I'm giving you something amazing as promised this week. But I want to just wrap up first to say that it's like giving you a shortcut. That, it took me a long time to learn this stuff, but I read all the labels now and I give you all the plans and all of that. So it saves you so much time, so much effort. But I just want to say I'm going to share the offer, and if you're interested in hearing that, that's awesome. Feel free to stay around, and I'll share that. If you're not, then I want to, you can free to leave if you want to. Just make sure you do your homework. But yeah, this is for the ladies that are serious and are actually wanting a change. So over these 4 days, you've proven that you're serious, you've showed up for yourself, and now it's time to decide. Are you going to keep dabbling, or are you actually going to commit to your breakthrough? And your moment is now. So we don't want to let fear and hesitation keep you stuck. And because I will walk with you every step of the way inside of our Belly Blaster program. And just imagine, like 6 months from now, how amazing that you're gonna feel. And if I think everybody's still on, so before anybody heads out, I do want to hear from you. What is your biggest takeaway that you've gotten from this week? And I'm asking this for a couple reasons, because I care and genuinely want to know, but also it also helps me if I ever do something like this again, and when I'm doing trainings, what helps the most. So what's the most beneficial for you? So what is your biggest takeaway, or something that you got from this week that was beneficial to you? If you could put that in the chat for me, that would be awesome. I'm on the right track and it's wonderful, says Mark. You're doing super. Stay focused. Okay. Any other? Just type them in the chat. What your takeaway, or the honesty from the group, the feeling you're not alone. That's so true, because that's a big part of it. Yeah. Keep going with those, ladies, and I'll keep going here. So, ladies, Mark in her 70s, Kelsey in her 30s, Krista with her crazy work hours and stress, and now Jody with all that she has been through in the last few years, but has taken 70 pounds off and has just kept pressing on. I mean, literally, it's proof that literally anyone can do this. You just have to choose to, and you can kick those symptoms to the curb, and you can feel absolutely amazing and love how you look again. Just imagine walking into your Thanksgiving dinner party and your family's amazed by how you look. Or I don't know about you ladies, but it seems like to me, the older I get, the faster time goes, and it's just going faster and faster. We're going to blink and we'll be back to January 1st. And you may have even set goals for yourself on this January 1st, 2025. But if you don't have a plan, you don't have accountability, and you don't have the coach and the support of a positive, amazing group of ladies, you just continue to be stuck. We've all been there. But this next 6 months is going to pass anyway. So why not you be the one that's shedding the weight and getting tons of energy and kicking pain and your horrible symptoms to the curb? Why not you? You can if you want to. And pretty soon it's going to be time for your Christmas party. And think about being able to put on anything you want, and just the freedom and feeling so confident as you get dressed. Believe me, it's amazing. It's so freeing. And I also want you to know that everything in this program, like many of the ladies have said, is set up for your success. It's very simple. It's almost done for you. So you show up and you follow along with your friends. It's very simple. So if, this one, like literally already again today, I was like, okay, supper's coming. Okay, I need to think of something to make because I wasn't prepared quite as much as I should have been. But put me in the chat, put me in the chat if you are tired of thinking about what to cook for another meal. Like, what am I going to make for supper? What can I pack for lunches tomorrow? All the decision fatigue is taken out because it's already figured out for you, which is awesome. So, so cool. I love that. So let me show you. I'm going to share my screen here. I think I'm going to share my screen. What I'm going to do is, hang on, whiteboard. I got a whiteboard. I got a whiteboard. Like, how cool is that? Okay, let's see. Can you see that where it said add a sticky note? You can't? Okay, well, let me try again. Let's try this one. Now it's really a mess. There we go. Now can you see it? No, that's not what we need. Wow, hang on. Oh, you don't see, I thought I was being all fancy and had it figured out. Nope. That's what I get for thinking I was going to be fancy and have it all figured out. Let me see. Now you can see it, right? Okay, awesome. Thank you. Okay, I just wanted to do it on here so you could see because I've had so many times when I've tried to explain to people and they're like, well, can you go back and tell me what that part was and what's that part? So I'm just doing it this way because it's just the easiest. And I'll get myself out of the way here. There we are. Okay, okay. So this is tonight's offer. We're going to get us 24 full weeks of delicious family-friendly meal plans, recipes, and even your grocery list is made for you. So there's that. Where am I going here? Okay, there we go. And then quick, simple workouts. So the value of that is $2,400. It's, yeah, for the meal plans, because you get the meal plans, the recipes, the grocery list, then the workouts. You get either custom made, I'll make them for you depending on where you're at, what's going on with you, or you can join our live group Zoom classes from the comfort of home, 6 a.m. or 9 a.m., which is awesome. $2,800 value is that one. The comprehensive hormone testing, that's the one that I've been talking about, shows everything, including what the gut health, brain health, kidneys, all the hormones. So that's awesome. That one is $997 on its own. Then, of course, the private one-on-one coaching with me, which is $2,500. And then we do the lifestyle coaching mindset. We do group coachings for that. So that one is $1,500. Now, to add this all up, don't panic here. It's $10,197. I told you I'm giving an offer tonight, so don't worry. But you're also going to get these bonuses, the Costco shopping list. So it saves so much time and money when you go to Costco, when you have your list of things you need, and you can buy the least expensive things there when you're there. So that you need rather than buying them somewhere else that's more expensive. So that's why we do a Costco shopping list as a bonus. I'm also giving you a simple, sustainable cheat sheet for walking through times when you just need things like extra easy and to know what to do when you're in different situations. Set yourself up for success is a training that I've created for you. And then I also have the Tasty Treats bonus recipes. What is happening? Bonus recipes that are so good, you're going to feel like you're cheating. It's like treats that you can have that are so good. Okay, but don't panic. Because yes, that does add up to almost $11,000, but I'm of course not charging you that. $5,000 is what most people pay to get into this program. That is the price of this program on any other day. That's what I charge. That's what people pay. Anybody, that's what it is, $5,000. But because you've been here and because you've been part of the Fall Into Action, and you know what, you've been showing up. And you've been showing me that you are ready. You're ready for a change. I see that. Typically, I will have a call with people one-on-one to do an interview type because I don't let just anybody into this program. If you can tell, we're a very positive, very uplifting, encouraging community, and not everybody can fit into that. So typically I will do a one-on-one private call with people, but because you've showed me that you are showing up, you're serious about it, you've been participating, you've been cheering each other on in the group, I know that you're going to be a good fit, that we're a good fit for each other. So but to continue on, you get over the $10,000 value, but like I said, I'm also going to pay for your hormone testing, which is a $997 value. So for $4,000, you are getting the full program with your hormone testing, with all the things that I listed, for the next 6 months. So it is literally everything you need to get you to where you want to be. And I personally will be walking this journey every step of the way with you. And you're going to have this community of amazing ladies to walk the journey as well. So what I'm also doing is, because I love fast action takers, we've already got some fast action takers that have jumped on. But what else I'm doing is if you join tonight, if you join by midnight tonight, you're gonna save the tax. So I'm also gonna pay the tax for you. So I'm gonna pay for the testing for you, as well as I'm gonna pay the tax for you. So if you join by midnight tonight, you're gonna save another $200. But if you wait and join after midnight tonight until midnight tomorrow night, because this discounted offer of $4,000 ends at midnight tomorrow night. So you have pay tonight. So 3 options: pay tonight and you don't have to pay the tax, so it's only $4,000 flat out. Wait until after midnight tonight and pay sometime in between then and tomorrow night at midnight when the offer completely closes, and then you have to pay the $200 tax as well, or stay where you are and just keep stuck and don't move forward with your momentum that you've already started. So that's our options, and I will post the links in the Facebook group. Oh, this is gonna work. Hope this is working. I'm gonna post the link. Okay, guys, post the links in the Facebook group for the 2 options of whether you want to, if you want to join tonight before midnight and save the tax, or if you want to join between midnight tonight and midnight tomorrow night and pay the tax. There's 2 options there. So otherwise, if you have any questions, like, totally feel free to shoot me a message. I'm obviously open to discuss this. I understand it is a substantial amount of money, but I guarantee, like all the ladies have said that have come on here, you will not regret it. You will not regret it. You'll look back in 6 months and be amazed at how amazing you feel and how great everything has improved, really, because it really does affect everything. So if you have any questions that you want to ask me right now, feel free to pop them in the chat and I can answer them now, or you can also just shoot me a message if you prefer. I like lots of me's happening. That's awesome. Having support is a major help to you succeeding. Yes, that's what Bonnie says. Awesome. Good, good. Everybody's saying me. This is awesome. Okay. Good to refocusing on me and realizing how important the support is. Thanks for the last 4 days. You're welcome, ladies. Yeah, if you have any questions, concerns, anything like that, feel free to shoot me a message. Don't forget to do your homework. And if nothing else, don't forget that it's you consistently living by your standards, choosing your standards and following them and realizing that you are worthy of that is what's going to get you to where you want to be. So, well, that and getting your hormones straightened out, because let's be honest, if they're out of whack, nothing works. But yeah. Okay, ladies, anything else? You're welcome. You're welcome. My pleasure. I love it. I don't know if you picked up on that, but I love doing these. Oh, fabulous as always. Thank you, Elsa. Oh, you're welcome. My pleasure. Awesome. Okay, ladies, don't forget to do your homework. Oh, I need to give the prize. The prize for, who was it? Let me check again. Marg Bency. Marg Bency, yes, you are the winner of last night's prize. Congratulations. Yes, I will bring you that. So, yeah.
I never win it. I never win. That's so exciting.
Yay, Marg. Oh, it's so
wonderful.
Good. Yes, yes, I'm happy for you. That's so good. Do. Nice. Congratulations, Marg. Yay, Marg. So good. Can you guys see the chat? Can you see when people comment in the chat? Oh, good. Perfect. Awesome. See, I've been doing this for how many years and I'm still not sure. Oh, awesome. Okay, ladies, have a great night. Do your homework. And then tomorrow I will announce the winner of tonight's doing their homework and participating and all of that. So thanks for being here. I hope you loved it and enjoyed it as much as I did. And if you have any questions, please just shoot me a message. Happy to answer, happy to chat. Otherwise, have a great night, ladies. Thanks for coming and being a part of this.